Perfect wall paneling comes down to the first panel. Get this first one right and the rest looks after itself. Because a couple of millimeters out here can turn into huge gaps over here. So I'll show you exactly how I set the first one dead straight, even when the wall isn't. Once this one's locked in, the rest is repeatable. And I'll show you some little tips to make sure that everything stays straight and your joins all sit flush. Most walls aren't straight, even if they're freshly plastered. So if I put this panel up to the wall and fix it here, it isn't going to be perfectly plumb. And it has gaps down the edges. To avoid this, we need to dial in the setup of this first panel by first getting it straight and then scribing it to the wall. To help keep my wall panels perfectly plumb, I'm first setting up a batten on the wall that is leveled using my laser level. That way each panel sits onto the batten for fitting and stays plumb. I can then measure up from the first panel to the ceiling to mark up the cut for the upper panel. Once that's cut to size, I can sit both panels on the batten and they're perfectly plumb for scribing without having to try and hold each one still with one hand and scribe with the other. Scribing is really easy when you do it like this. You can either use a scribing tool or, like me, just get an offcut of sheet material and use that as a spacer on the wall to then draw a line down the panel edges. Then you just need to cut the edge following the line using either a jigsaw if it's more intricate, or like me, using a circular saw. Because the plaster is often thicker in the corner, I'm also undercutting the edge to allow space for any deviations. I just use a 45-degree bit on the router for this. Then the panels slot nicely into place, flat against the wall and perfectly plumb. I can then fix these first two panels in place, and then the next two panels just butt up to them and will stay plumb. To make sure the panels are perfectly flush, I run a piece of MDF over the top. If it catches on either side, it means they aren't level to each other, which causes issues further down the line. I'm using construction adhesive and a couple of brad nails to fix things in place, but you can also use screws. If your wall's quite uneven, you might struggle with the joins. This is where I nail a piece of MDF against each panel, which holds them perfectly flush. Again, you could use screws, but you'd need to pre-drill the MDF to allow the panel to pull into it. And here's that proof that the second panel is perfectly plumb. Sorry about the dirty level. After that, it's a case of rinse and repeat, fitting each panel butted up against the previous. I got these panels sent to me from This Is Wholesale, who are supporting my full guest bedroom build. So a massive thank you to them. The panels are pre-primed and ready to install, which makes it so much easier than making your own MDF paneling. I'll leave a link to the ones that I'm using down in the description. Right, so that's the bulk of all of the panels on. And as you can see, they've stayed perfectly plumb all the way using the batten. Now it's obviously worth checking a few times as you go, just in case that batten happens to move at all. I'm not actually doing all the way to the other end wall as I'm building a wardrobe in here, but if I was, I'd continue and scribe the final panel like the first. With the adhesive dried overnight, I can safely remove the batten now and start working on the infill pieces. These are basically the same as the boards above, but the first one scribed to the wall, and then I just need to measure the sizes to cut the pieces. I'm running my paneling all the way to the floor, and when the new flooring goes in, the bottom edge will be trimmed to fit the flooring underneath. Once all the panels are installed and the adhesive is cured, it's time to fill the gaps. I'm using wood filler here, and make sure to leave the filler proud of the surface to get a full fill. This then gets sanded down with 240 grit and the orbital sander for the faces, and a sanding block for the recesses. I then prime the bare MDF with a spray primer to match the pre-primed finish. At this point, if you see any areas that need a second fill, it's worth doing this now rather than after. I run a bead of cork into the gap between the wall and the first panel, and then once it's dry, give the whole face a really quick sand with 320 grit to remove any nibs from the spray-on primer. I decided to spray my panels to avoid having to brush each recess, but you can brush the recess and then roller the front face, and you'll still end up with a really good finish. I'd suggest using a gloss roller for this to get a smoother finish than a foam roller, which can cause micro bubbles in the paint. I'm using Valspar premium wood and metal paint for this, and went with the eggshell for extra durability without having the wall too glossy. After the first coat, I denibbed and then applied a second, and then after painting the ceiling, I decided to use a top trim rather than caulking the top edge and having to cut it in. I'm not the best at cutting in, so this leaves me with a crisp line instead. Then that was this wall all done. I've been really impressed with these pre-primed panels, so thanks again to This Is Wholesale. I'd definitely say these are a lot easier than doing the full process yourself, and I ended up with a much higher standard feature wall than the previous one that was here. I also built the wardrobe at the same time so I could spray them together. So if you want to watch that full build, make sure you subscribe and check out that video next week. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.